Fala galera, tudo bem com vocês? Bom dia a todos, tudo beleza? Hoje vamos conferir Eternal Strands, um jogo que chega aí no Game Pass dia 28 e vai ser lançado também dia 28, mas já posso conferir hoje apenas o início da gameplay. Parece ser um jogo muito bom esse daqui, de aventura em terceira pessoa. Ele não é mundo aberto, é semi-aberto. Bora aí, vamos conferir. Na loja ainda não dá para mostrar o valor, então vamos só executar ele aí. Bom dia, Diego. Beleza? Em breve no Game Pass. Ok. Tem 7 idiomas disponíveis. A gente vai ter legendas em português, o que é muito bom. E áudio apenas em inglês e francês. Muito bom ter um joguinho em português, hein? Vamos lá. Opções, quero ver aqui. Legendas. Vou deixar tudo ligado. Tamanho normal. Fundo desligado. Diálogo automático, acho que é bom isso daqui, é bom ligar. Daltonismo não. Áudio. Áudio, eu gosto de colocar fone de ouvido sempre. Beleza, vozes padrão do sistema. Vai ser em inglês, né? Ou poderia colocar francês também. Mas o padrão do sistema é em inglês, o áudio. E aí, idioma tem vários aí. A gente tem português brasileiro. Ou padrão do sistema, né? Profundidade de campo ligado. Dificuldade podemos colocar fácil, normal, difícil. Tutoriais. Bússola, vou ligar. Dano. O elmo. Vou deixar ligado. Controle. Controle. Tudo padrão, né? Beleza. Tô pronto pra aventura. Esse é um jogo que eu quero fazer completo ele. Vou jogar no fácil porque não tem conquistas relacionadas à dificuldade, o que é muito bom. Dá pra gente jogar tranquilamente e se divertir, né?
The Enclave was once the heart of magical development and trade for practitioners of magic all across the Maida Basin. Not all weavers claimed it as their home, but those that did built a legacy of progress, constructs, and innovation. The likes of which have not been seen since the Surge, almost half a century ago, when a cascade of arcane disasters racked the Maida, and without warning, the Enclave sealed itself away behind a magical wall known as the Veil. Rich and powerful leaders were wounded and killed. Decades of war broke out. Every nation suffered an economic collapse. The world is calmer now, but magic has been shunned, taking the blame for decades of unrest. Weavers remain pariahs to this day. Most places tolerate us if we don't stay too long. While some weavers remember what it was like before the Surge, I've never known a time when weavers had a home. I chose this life years ago, but I'd be lying if I said it's lived up to all I hoped it would be. Still, my luck might be changing. A few weeks ago, I began traveling with a new weaver band. Now, they've brought me here, where it all began.
Thanks.
Bryn, over here. What do you think?
When you told me that joining your band meant I'd see the veil, I wasn't picturing this.
No one's been this close in years. The base is shrouded in tangles. Weavers have known about this safe zone in the Veil's shadow for decades, but no one has found a route into it. Until now. You have no idea what I had to do to puzzle out this passage.
I definitely want to hear that story later.
My hope is that we're going to find artifacts from the Enclave itself deeper into the shadow. I'll stay to oversee the camp setup. Why don't you take the preliminary scouting expedition?
Really?
Of course. It's important for the other weavers to see how you do in the field. The map I bartered for in Tarza suggests there's a watchtower deeper into the valley. Shouldn't be too far from where we are.
That's my first landmark, then?
Yes. It should help us get our bearings before we start the search for the Strand Road. And if you make any discoveries, that will endear you to the band.
For sure. I'd love to find my footing with the rest of them.
I'll act as the watcher on the scry and pull you back if anything gets too dangerous. Just steer clear of the tangles. Any questions before you head out?
Alguma dúvida antes de partir? Vamos ver aqui. Então, para partir, a gente pode descobrir mais da história, né?
A famous trade route into the Enclave that led straight to Denevron. The hub for bartering magical goods. Before the Surge, caravans used the Strand Road to enter and exit the Enclave with their goods. It's been completely submerged by tangles, unfortunately. Still, if we can get any closer to that passage, we will find rare artifacts lost in the Surge.
I know the scry is a standard device across Weaver bands, but my previous leader, Aaron, didn't really make use of ours.
He sent you on expeditions without it?
I mean, I wore the earpiece, but he didn't exactly stay close to the table at the camp while I was out.
That's incredibly dangerous. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah. Anyway, mind explaining how it works in your Weaver band?
When you go on an expedition, you'll wear the earpiece, which allows me to communicate with you and give directions from the scry table. At the table, everyone will be able to watch your expedition and communicate with you as needed. The last, most important function of the scry is that it allows me to use magic to pull you back to camp when your life is in danger.
Right. That clears up anything I needed to know. I'll head to the watchtower.
Glad to hear it. You can head out then.
Então bora aí, a aventura começa agora. O gráfico do jogo tá bem bonito, hein? Show, movimentação fluida, dá pra pular, atacar,
Some interference, though.
dá pra usar o escudinho.
Must be the tangles. Still, strong enough to pull you out like you practiced. Dom?
I'm on it.
Dá pra matar o galho de árvore. Por enquanto, o cogumelo ali também. Olha. Isso deve render algum recurso, né? Mas por enquanto dropou nada. Dá pra correr. Beleza. O que temos aqui?
Veil. even more impressive up close.
Será que temos que chegar lá? Chego na torre de vigia. Bora.
Just this. Shall I magnify the enchantment? And
Tangles. Beautiful.
And deadly. Give them a wide berth. The closer you get to the veil, the thicker they'll become.
its shadow is believed to be impenetrable.
Until now.
Those could be rare exports.
You heard our order, Master. Break them open.
Ela não pega sozinho os itens, tem que pegar manualmente. Fone, que não dá pra pegar. Dá pra quebrar quase tudo, né? Ó, dá pra quebrar tudo. Legal isso.
That wall is completely frozen.
Mão do tecelão. Dá pra pegar aquilo ali.
Enchantments to act strangely this close to the veil.
See those glowing bulbs? Infernal allies. They combust when broken.
So, if I toss one at the wall, its
Legal.
fire will melt the ice.
Brilliant. Best to use kinetic magic to keep
Essas
clear of the
bolinhas.
blast.
Devia ter começado com as bolinhas, né? Mais fácil. Agora queimou tudo aqui. Nossa, tá pegando fogo. Aquilo parece gelo. Opa. Perco vida passando ali. Ela sobe na parede. Bom.
Perfect. Knowing the watchtower's relative position establishes the distance to the Strand Road. You can come back to... What is that?
E aí, Tati, bom dia.
There were rumors of a living mineral that grew deep beneath the Enclave's surface.
Tamo vivo ainda.
It seems they were true.
There's more of it in that cave. I could take a closer look.
Too risky to deviate from the plan. First outing was just to reach the watchtower.
This is going well. I say we check it out before finishing the expedition.
Legal a capa dela, né? Com neon. Interessante. Escalar em qualquer direção. Ok.
Beautiful. I've never seen anything like it.
Darn's right about it being a living mineral. I can feel it humming with magic.
Wait, I'm losing.
Aurea?
Eita. Ainda bem que ele não entra ali, né?
Grid connections back.
Was that a drake?
Yeah.
Pulling you out.
Yes, breath. I knew this was a bad idea.
I can't extract you.
Dharm, fix it.
Oh,
And
oh.
Lane have tonics on standby
O
for her
bicho sobe
attack.
aqui.
Head out of the cave so we can get our bearings.
Combate parece fácil. Curti. Quero todos os itens. Quebrar isso não dá item, né? Oxe, não quer quebrar? Ah. Não dei não. Vamos ver. Dá pra mover isso aqui. Poderosa ela, hein? Curti. O início do jogo tá bom, hein? Será que esse é um dos chefes?
For the love of... It's
Yeah,
an
agora.
ash peak drake.
Quick.
O líquido de
your
gelo
frost
para
magic
esfriar
can
as
cool a path.
árvores. LB. Ah, dá pra aturar os fios. Muralha de gelo. Mão de tecelão. Nossa, vai ter várias habilidades aqui. Dá pra fazer uma ponte de gelo. Legal. Opa. Não era bem isso que eu queria fazer não, né? Mais ou menos isso. Opa. É tipo isso.
Dawn's still working on the
Essa pra
scry,
passar
but
ali,
you
né?
need to keep moving. Lane, got anything from the map?
There should be a minor patrol path ahead that loops back to the watchtower. Runs close to the Vale, though.
Dá pra apagar o fogo?
It's our only option.
I'm on
Dá
it.
pra apagar o fogo. Por que não? Aí, ó. Opa. Beleza. Opa. Tem bicho aqui.
Oria, that Drake's acting like...
Let's just focus on getting her back safe.
I'll go back to unpacking the armory.
O jogo tá bonito, hein? Ui. Cadê o bicho? Morreu? Tá, mas olha lá. Levou a comidinha.
Damn it, Casman was right.
Uma menos,
That
né?
Drake is rotting. Erratic flight. Aggressive. It
Obrigado.
won't stop.
Olha tijolinho.
What do we do?
We get you back to the caravan fast.
Bora aí pegar o item. Nada ali. Eu vi item aqui no meio. Ah não, aqui não. Tem item nessas caixas mesmo. Gameplay muito boa, hein? Gosto de jogos assim de exploração e conhecer as coisas. Acabar escolhendo tudo. É divertido. Empunhar o arco.
Clear line of fire. Good time to use your bow.
Mas pera aí, como é que eu uso o arco? Eu tenho que atirar no quê? Ah, no bicho lá? Bom que dá pra matar o bicho da distância, né? Oh, peraí, cadê minha espada?
If I'm reading the map correctly, following this brook should lead to the path guards used to reach the watchtower prior to the surge.
O bicho sobe! Rapaz! O bicho sobe aqui. Achei que ele não ia subir, não. Ah, tem essas bolinhas aí, né? A gente podia ter usado. Bolinha de fogo. Eu vou ter que dar ali, ó. Ok.
That Drake is never far behind. Just keep going.
Ficou legal demais esses poderes.
That's the path.
You're getting closer, Bryn. Final stretch.
That can't be an ark.
No one has seen one in almost 50 years, let alone outside the veil.
The Archons never left the Enclave. Still, you need to get...
Eita, mas já o bicho.
We'll work on an escape
Rapaz. Nossa.
Trying, but she's too close to the veil. The tangle.
Caraca.
too thick, I know.
Eu vou morrer.
Tonics on your belt. Take a swig if you need it.
Fazia parte do jogo, né? Perder.
Skies. If this isn't the strangest.
Got them. Hang on, Bryn.
Melhor seguir o cara, né?
Everything okay back there?
Change of plans, everyone! Pack up!
You're...
What? We're coming to you, Bryn. Follow that arm. We need to go now. Up ahead. Wait. Ah! I'm fine. Keep moving. Guys, the arc.
Fios eternos. Foi início bem bacana, hein? Então essa será a nossa base. Ó, a primeira conquista.
Has anyone else noticed we're practically sitting on a loom gate?
That can wait, Dom. Aurea, you should be resting. If your wing doesn't heal, our point is out of commission.
That's what I need to address. While my wing recovers, Bryn will take over expeditions as our acting point.
You sure she's ready for all of this?
Bryn did face down an Ash Peak Drake and lived to tell the tale. I think we're in good hands.
Yes. I have every confidence that she will make a great point.
As long as we don't all die here first.
É bom que aqui não há escolhas erradas, né? Vamos ver, uma escolha boa. Escolha tranquila, confiança. Incentivo. Tá.
Hey, take a moment to
Incentivo
remember.
parece bom.
We're in the Enclave. Haven't we all fantasized about this? This place holds mysteries beyond our wildest dreams and secrets to our past as weavers. It's time to uncover them.
Revelations await us.
Exactly. When we first set out to investigate the Veil's shadow, we had no idea we'd end up here. The Enclave was once a safe haven for all weavers, and the pinnacle of innovation. Since the Veil went up, weavers took the blame for decades of war. Stories that put children to bed, preached the evils of our magic, all because of what happened here. We owe it to ourselves and to our brethren across the Maida to find out not just what happened, but why. Maybe then, weavers can find our place in the world again. But first, survival. Bryn, that's you and me. Find me when you're ready. Adjourned.
Bonito aqui, hein? Olha só, nossa, que forte.
The scry. The whole band gathers around when I'm away from camp. It's nice to have people literally watching my back.
É, um fundo na legenda agora ia bem, né? Anda pra falar com todo mundo? Trocar equipamento? Ainda não tenho nada. Beleza, por enquanto não temos nada.
So this is a loom gate. It's taller than I expected.
The Enclave constructed these for transit. Imagine being able to travel leagues instantly. If only it were working.
There's no sign of damage. It just seems inert.
Deactivated, perhaps? Or simply lacking the energy such a powerful enchantment would need.
You'd know better than any of us. If we could get it working, though.
Oh, the possibilities. All the places we could go. Oh, to hold the hand of my most darling wife as we whisked around the Enclave. Metaphorically, of course. The loom gates famously moved people one at a time. Too dangerous otherwise, I imagine.
You're cute together. It's great to see a couple that shares such a love of their work with one another.
Who could have it any other way?
After being together for 7 years, we're bound to have something in common.
Come, my love. There must be something in the archives.
So after all the legends, this is it. The Enclave.
Legends for you, maybe. Some of us trained under weavers who were born here. Still, it is surreal to see it for myself now. You're going to be out there, exploring. Promise to take it all in for me.
I was made for this, Aurea. Failure hasn't even crossed my mind.
Watch that ego. Overconfidence can come back to smack you in the face. That said, getting smacked in the face is your job from time to time. Just learn from it when you can.
I know, I know. I got this.
Anyway, enough with the sentimentality. For your first expedition, we need to get the lay of the land. Thankfully, Lane Free has an old map of the Enclave to help us get our bearings. It's 60 years old, pre-Surge. No chance it's accurate, but that's where you come in.
I'll update it as I go.
Exactly. We've made camp in what was once a way station for caravans entering the Enclave. Just below us is Glintwood Hollow, a valley on the outskirts of the Enclave. I've scanned it from the overlook, and we've got 2 landmarks of note. A second loom gate, and what appears to be a giant statue, possibly an ark.
You can see it from here? Must be massive.
If either is functional, Dom will throw you a party. I'll be with you on the scry. With fewer tangles, we're hoping the connection will be stronger. The path is down by your tent.
I'll head out now.
Bora ir fazer a missão então, explorar o vale Mata-Lume. Primeiro eu quero falar com todo mundo, na verdade.
I wonder how this ark managed to get us through the Veil.
By the looks of it, it was a one-way ticket.
Well, the Enclave built many arcs and other magical constructs. I've never heard of one designed to repel Drake's breath, though.
You think we might find another ark that could help us escape?
Or possibly repair this one? It must be special somehow. As Aurea said, the arcs never left the Enclave, yet this one did.
We know as much as we can from looking at it. Time to start exploring if we want to find answers.
Loom gates must need a massive source of magic to function. Instantaneous transit across hundreds of leagues.
Dom? Hello? Everything okay?
Sorry, thoughts of loom gates rattling around in my mind incessantly. I'm sure you're the same way after seeing one.
Not exactly, but it is exciting.
Promise you'll keep an eye out for a way to reactivate it, won't you?
Any thoughts on what that might look like?
No, it could be anything. That's what's so exciting. So, our acting point. Is your heart racing at the prospect of traversing these lost lands?
Growing up in Carnhaven, my father told me stories about the Enclave as I fell asleep. It's crazy to think I'm living through what once was just a bedtime story.
Perhaps you'll even become one. We are the first band to cross the Veil in half a century.
I hope history gives our story a more flattering beginning. Not sure I want our tale to start with us tripping over each other as we run from tangles.
With the most daring point to ever live, Bryn of Carnhaven, no one will remember our wobbly entrance.
Thanks, Dom.
Of course. Now, if you'll excuse me, something else is tugging at my attention.
Loom gates.
Loom gates.
Criar. Criação de itens. Legal. Só que eu não tenho recurso, né?
You've been busy.
It's a work in progress. Taking stock and all. We lost a lot of gear running for our lives. Speaking of, are you doing okay?
I'm fine. We all got through it safe. And in the process, we did the impossible. We breached the veil of the Enclave. Land of mystery and danger. I can't wait to get out there.
Treasures and glory, huh?
And bars singing our names.
Then I'd best make sure you stay safe enough to tell the tale. Oh, and listen. We've got your back, okay? All of us. Right now, we need to focus on getting our feet back under us. And you need to get the lay of the land while we do.
Sev, how are you holding up?
Oh, fine. I mean, I'm trapped inside a magic bubble that's filled to the brim with life-threatening creatures. Also, left an entire known world behind, and I'll probably never see remnants of my past life again. But, you know, I'm fine.
It's okay if you're scared, Sev. I'm a little nervous myself.
Oh, good. Our point is worried. One person who's supposed to be fearless. Yeah.
Sev?
This apprenticeship is turning into more than I signed up for.
That is completely understandable. We're all reeling.
Yeah. You're probably right. Listen, I should get back to helping Sola.
I was talking with Sola earlier. She is a great listener. Maybe talk to her about how you're feeling too?
I wouldn't want to burden her.
She'd be happy to help.
I'll think about it.
Hey, Casmin. Recovering from our wild entrance into the Enclave?
Save it, okay? I know I should have been more prepared to move.
Hold on, that's not what I...
If I had been more prepared, we wouldn't be missing half our supplies. With more supplies, I could have done a better job patching up Oria's wing. If I had fixed her wing properly, we wouldn't be in unknown territory with a point who...
Whatever it is, just say it, Kaz.
You're no Oria. I'm sorry. But she has more experience and who knows what's out there.
Ah, Kaz, come on. How hard can it be? I'll do a little exploring, wrangle patterns off some creatures, and...
People could die, Bryn. You, Lane, and Oria almost died. Or is that not sinking in for you?
Kaz, slow down. I didn't mean...
Oh, what? Didn't mean to joke about the lives of people you've known for a minute and I've known for years. Oria had her reasons for choosing you. Who knows what they are, but I'm trying to trust her. Can't you at least take this seriously?
Well, I do. Look, I'm sorry I upset you.
Forget about it.
Kaz.
I think I just need to be alone right now.
Não foi uma boa escolha, né? Fazer uma piada. Foi mal. Vambora então. O baú. Baú tem 0 de madeira.
Your tent. Might not be glamorous, but you can rest here when you're not gallivanting on expeditions.
It's perfect.
Don't know about perfect. I could have done a better job if we didn't lose half our supplies when we passed through the Veil.
Seriously, I didn't have anything close to this in Aaron's band. Half the time I was lucky if I didn't sleep on dirt.
Huh. That's... unfortunate. I'll leave you to get settled.
Não, não dá pra subir na árvore, né? Dá pra entrar ali? Oh, dá. Não sei pra quê, mas dá.
Clear as a sands of summer, Bryn.
No interference from the Enclave?
None. The connection is much stronger than outside the Vale.
That's reassuring.
Mas devia de pegar madeira, né? Desses galhos aí. Sei lá. Não faz sentido cortar isso aqui e não ganhar nada. Que é isso aqui? Opa, tem uma escada ali. Mas ela não sobe na escada. Será que tem alguma coisa pra cá? Algum tesouro? Dá pra subir? Não, dá pra subir ali, né? Parece que tem algo por aqui. Opa.
That's the edge of how
Opa, não
far
dá
I
pra ele
can push
não.
the scribe. It'd be like in the Vale's shadow all over again.
Uma pedra diferente. Ih, zero. Acho que tem que ter uma picareta, né? Legal que tem minério, hein? E tem um item aqui também, importante, eu acho. E um baú. Não valeu a pena chegar aqui. Legal. E agora para descer? Opa. Ela podia ter um planador, né? Tem tantos poderes e não voa.
Arcs.
I'm not really happy we're here. Arcs were supposed to be used for manual labor. Hostility is strange.
Vem aqui, bicho. Ele fugiu? Nossa. Ele vai pra longe pra atacar. Bom, aqui temos dois caminhos. Vou pela esquerda. Opa, dá pra subir aqui também. Faltou um minimapa, né? Quero ver. Opa! Mapa desenhando à mão.
Fresh water in walking distance of the campsite.
Olha a água.
I'll set up a purifier for it and collect later.
Ela anda na água, mas não tem nenhum efeito de
What
que
a
ela
beautiful
tá
view.
pisando na água. Faltou um efeito, né? Beleza. Ele é bonito. Opa. O que eu ouvi? Um bicho invisível. Calma, já matou. Ah, agora a árvore deu madeira. Muito bom. Agora fez sentido. Au. Oxê. Assim matar ele. Opa, tem um item lá. Ah não, é o cara morto. Uma área grande para explorar aqui. Preciso encontrar o segundo portear no arco. Ah, peraí. Arco do lenhador lá pra cima. Perto da mina desabada. Ah, bom. Só seguir então. Opa. Baú. Não é uma boa ideia pular assim. Jogar bolinha no bicho. Ah, errei. Alto. Não dá pra levar mais. Ah. Pera aí. Vou ter que deixar aí, né? Inventário pequeno. Preciso de cura. Oh, ela tá meio mancando, ó.
Creatures could be hunted for food. Any of these plants look edible?
Dan won't put anything in his mouth.
Fica com a vida baixa, ela
But he doesn't vomit.
fica mancando.
Just try
Legal.
not to poison him. Heindra's Brook, aptly named for the spirit of water that flows.
Aqui, aqui. O som tá falhando. Pô, não dei mais cura.
This must be Hyndra's lake.
But lakes are still. Why name it after the spirit of flowing water?
Ah, mas eu tenho cura ali no frasquinho. Ih, cadê esse bicho? Cadê? Nossa. Você tá aí, é? Não dá pra dar zoom no mapa. Ah. Aqui, bicho. O gelo causa dano nela. Quero ver onde estou. Preciso subir ali. Passar pela ponte. Cadê a ponte? Ali a ponte. É por ali. Opa! Um projeto. É bem fácil encontrar os itens aqui, não tem segredo. Oba! Eita! Ai. Legal. Quero quebrar isso daqui. Será que dá? Olha. Legal. Tá, mas o que tem aqui dentro? Aquela porta deve abrir, né?
What's covering the base?
I'll check it out. A lot of debris on the platform. I could clear it with kinetic magic.
What about the loom gate itself? Is it functional?
No sign of life, but see that cloud
Portal é
of
bom,
warm
né?
magic? It's
Teleporte.
leaking from the broken pipe near the edge of the platform.
So we have two powerless loom gates and a tangle leaking out of an enclave construction. I wonder if Lane still has that treatise we picked up in Tarsa.
And he's gone.
Peraí, mas o que eu tenho que fazer com isso? Parece importante, né? Será que tem que colocar aqui? Ah, o vermelho não dá. Deixa eu usar um menor desses para quebrar aquele. Acaba rapidinho, né, a magia. Não, eu limpei o portal, mas não deu nada. Quero ver se eu seguir por aqui. Não, precisa atravessar a ponte. Vamos ver o que tem aqui. Olá, bichinho. Tava no bicho. Errei. Cadê? Nossa. Oxi. Pera aí.
Hold on, hold on.
Morri. Bicho fighter. De volta pra onde? Ih, só pega 3, hein? Volta lá no começo? Nossa. Não é bom morrer aqui não. Será que os inimigos voltam? Não, acho que o inimigo não volta, isso é bom, né? Pelo menos isso. Bom, deixa eu voltar lá então para ver se tem meus itens. Por onde era mesmo? Lá na ponte. Pô, morreu lá embaixo. Morreu de queda. Eita. Era bem aqui, né, que eu morri do bicho. Só que meus itens não voltam não, hein. Achei que eu ia recuperar tudo. Perdi. Toma. Opa, ficha formal, tem um baú. Ah, vale a pena chegar aqui. Vambora. Preciso chegar na mina desabada. Vou ter que passar aquela ponte. A ponte é essa daqui, né? Beleza, tem que seguir por ali. Mina desabada. Ah, aí tá o cara, ó.
I was right. It is an ark. A great one.
It isn't moving. I'll get a closer look.
Uma máscara. Opa, na caverna aqui tem um item. Baú. Certo, vamos subir lá no cara.
An ark of the stricken earth, I would guess. Any chance you could bring a piece of it back to camp?
Doubt my sword is strong enough.
Then there's not much we can do with this for now. Dom seems to have an idea about the loom gate, at least. 2 Enclave constructs, neither of them functional. Good news. Lane found a shortcut back to our camp for you, and we've got the Wisp working.
The wisp?
Watch as Wisp. Channel a little magic into your earpiece. I'll redirect it to guide you from the scry to the shortcut.
Tem GPS.
I see the path.
Good. That should take you to the shortcut.
Legal, né? GPS é bom. É por aqui. Cadê? Não dá mais pra usar? Ali. Naquela caverna. Pra levantar os bichinhos. Ó. Rapaz, ela sobe na água. Mas isso não vai dar certo. Olha, eles se matam ali. Ah, que bom. Obrigado. Legal, né? Eles matam o meu inimigo. Gostei disso daqui. Isso ajuda. Bom, não adianta pegar muita coisa aqui porque eu não consigo carregar.
That should be it. According to my map, it's a man-made tunnel that grants easy access to the way station.
Oba.
Bryn's back. Let's fill her in.
We believe we found a way to activate the Loom Gate in our camp and in Glintwood Hollow.
With the Loom Gates active, we could expand our search of the Enclave. Who knows what we might find?
The potential for discovery is endless.
Agreed. So, how do we repair a Loom Gate?
What made the Enclave remarkable was not merely their constructs, but their ability to power them. It has long been rumored that beneath our very feet exists an extensive magical network known as the Tapestry. The pipe you found in Glintwood Hollow is proof of its existence. It must be a conduit that directs raw magic to the Loom Gates as a source of power.
And the tangle that formed around it was a leak.
Precisely. Our theory is that patching the rupture will restore power to the gate.
Thankfully, Seven Lane had a plan for that.
We don't know a lot about arcs, but I dug up some old stories from logs that we inherited from a weaver band that broke apart. In notes dated before the Surge, this band managed to get one of the enchanters who worked on the arcs riotously drunk and talking.
Apparently, the Arks have a thin carapace between their skin and their armor plates that's nigh immune to magic, and can be separated in segments. A magically resistant material like that would be perfect to seal a rupture in the tapestry.
So I need to cleave this carapace off the Ark? There's no way my sword is strong enough.
Come see me and we can make some improvements to Sola's forge. Which, in turn, means...
I could hone your sword so we can cleave the carapace, no problem.
We'll talk.
One more thing. You'll need to remove the debris on the Loom Gate's platform so that we've got a clear workspace once the patch is forged.
Easy enough?
Everyone's got a part to play in this. Let's get to work.
Two wonders of enchanting, an Ark and Loom Gates. We can touch them, smell them if we want. And they don't work. Maddening.
Did you?
Did I what?
Smell the Loom Gate.
A little, but that's beside the point. But mossy, hints of sage, a subtle yet full-bodied undertone of dirt.
Amazing. Well, now we just need to get it working.
Oh yes, should our plan succeed.
And if not?
Then it is time for Plan B, which I have not yet thought of, but I'm sure we won't need.
Opa, agora tem um item, né? Agora posso fazer alguma coisa, será? Deixa eu fazer essa máscara. Dá de fazer armadura, ó. Essa verdinha. Não, vou fazer a máscara. Por que eu não posso? Ah, eu tenho que colocar os itens aqui. Ah, não tenho tecido. Conforme o item que eu coloco fica melhor ali, ó. Poxa, falta tecido.
Did you see the size of that mine entrance? Amazing, isn't it?
You mean the one behind that huge deactivated arc?
That's the one. Given the size of the entrance, I can only imagine how huge the mine must have been. Their yields must have been incredible.
I've heard the rich resources are a big part of why Weavers first settled this area.
The land's hostile, but they knew it was worth the risk. Ores from the Enclave are high grade, very pure.
They are quite the thing, aren't they? Tangles, I mean.
After what it was like outside the Enclave, the ones in here are child's play.
It is an enduring mystery as to why the Veil's shadow is flooded with them. I did not expect that they would be so common inside the Enclave.
Are they common anywhere?
No. They were theoretical until the Veil went up. And then, of course, they became... political.
What exactly are tangles?
To our best understanding, magic is more than just energy. As far as we know, raw magic is a physical substance, but normally invisible. Our mantles gather it from the air as we move, but tangles prove it can concentrate on its own.
What did you mean by political?
The surge was specifically catastrophic towards enchanted equipment. Explosions, out-of-control activations, you name it. And tell me, logically, who were the most likely people to have enchanted items on or around them?
The rich and powerful?
Well done. So, in a single moment, you have what seem to be hundreds of assassinations.
And decades of war followed.
As I said, political.
You said they were theoretical. What did you mean?
Lane and I have been digging. The only research on tangles we could find were thought experiments until the Veil's appearance. As you might expect, that research was done here in the Enclave. Apparently, they did not publish everything they knew.
Thanks, Dom. That helps me understand them better.
Ultimately, the most practical advice I can give is very simple. Don't stand in the murder cloud.
Lane, you seem lost in thought. Settling in all right?
Oh, Bryn. Yes, I am. And you? I notice you've been checking in with the others at the camp.
You did? Are you spying on me?
Oh, of course not. It's my vocation to observe. Not just you, everyone. In fact, if you'd like, I can tell you a little about the others. You are newer to our band, after all.
Sev is relatively new to the team too. Has Sola taken on smithing apprentices before him?
No, she's never had an apprentice before. I don't know how he came to be her apprentice either. No one seems to.
That's a little odd, isn't it?
Not really. Typically, Ram are very secretive, culturally speaking. Sev may remain an enigma. I wish he would open up, though. I'd like to learn more about his people.
Before joining, I knew Auria's band was renowned for its top-notch techniques in weaving. Why do you think that is?
To keep a point's expedition gear competitive, you need a smith and an enchanter working in perfect harmony. And there's never been a pairing more harmonious than the union of our enchanter, Dam, and our smith, Sola.
They are sweet together.
Did you know Sola is descended from nobility in the Sansa Empire? Shame her family lost their fortune, though I suppose that's why she's so down to earth.
Are both Dam and Sola from Sansa?
No. In fact, Dam hails from Renland, where magic is completely forbidden. I often wonder if Dam's fascination with enchanting would be as obsessive if magic wasn't dogmatically kept from him as a child.
I've traveled with a weaver band before, but it wasn't quite as functional as this. What makes this one run so smoothly?
The obvious answer is Auria. Not only is she a strong point and leader herself, but her mother is one of the most famous enchantresses of our time. She's grown up surrounded by excellence.
Wow. Still, it sounds like a lot to live up to.
If it is, Auria makes it look easy.
You said Auria is the obvious answer to this band's success. Is there a not-so-obvious answer?
Yes. While Auria runs the field, when it's time for the caravan to move, it's Casmin who takes over. She used to be a quartermaster on the docks of Don Brennig, facilitating relief efforts for the Udean Federation. With the speed she can pack a caravan, it's no wonder that Auria trusts her to take over when it's time to move.
Given that I'm the newest member, how do you think I fit in?
It speaks volumes that Auria trusts you with taking over the expeditions this soon. I would have thought Casmin might take over in this interim period instead of you.
Casmin?
Up until about 6 months before you joined, Auria was training her to become her replacement as point. It was going well, then out of nowhere the training ended, and Auria began searching for a new point. I don't know if it was Auria's decision or Casmin's, but either way, I suppose it's all for the best. You wouldn't be here otherwise.
Casmin hasn't been the most welcoming towards me. I wonder if she could be upset that I'm the new point.
Knowing Casmin, if she has a problem with you, it won't be long before she confronts you about it.
Great. Lane, offering insight about the others is nice, but I came here to talk about you.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Tell me about yourself.
There's not much to know, really. I suppose I'm the typical third child to a second son of a patriarch of a minor mercantile house in Udea.
What?
I've enjoyed the experience of growing up in a family embroiled in feuds so long-standing that no living relative can recall inciting incidents firsthand. At a young age, scholastic endeavors became my escape from the familial turmoil until I could finally leave home, and so on and so forth. Nothing but a classical presentation of third-child issues in a Udean mercantile family.
Right. And how are you feeling since we entered the Enclave?
Truthfully, I'm not sure. Nothing's really wrong, but never mind.
You sure? Whatever's on your mind, I'm happy to listen.
Yesterday, entering the Enclave in our lifetime seemed impossible, yet today, here we are. It strikes me as an opportunity that was profoundly easy to miss. That's all. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Sola, this plan to repurpose Carapace to fix the Loom Gate's conduit? Pure elegance.
Peraí, mais diálogo.
I couldn't help overhear Dam mentioning the Surge's impact on the politics of our lands.
You really do pay attention to what happens around here, don't you?
A survival instinct. Growing up in Udea, you realize the walls have ears. If some of those ears aren't yours, you're at a disadvantage. That was actually the problem, you see?
The problem?
After the surge cascaded through the Maida, every kind of long-range magical communication broke down. So you have magical chaos and no way to confirm if your nation is under attack. You assume the worst and retaliate. Udea, my homeland, was hit hard. Our trade fleets had become rather dependent on magical navigation.
And they couldn't find their way home.
Or at least to a safe harbor. You could argue the loss of our fleets was worse than any individual war.
Because the trade network suddenly collapsed. My parents used to talk about shortages during those years. It got rough, they said.
Yes. And the worst wars are fought over resources when people are desperate. I very much hope we can find the true cause of all that suffering. And a way out to share it with the rest of the world after we do.
Quero ver se eu posso guardar os itens aqui no baú. Ah, tá aqui os itens. Sei lá. Não dá pra guardar nada aqui. Deveria, né?
I was impressed by how you handled that drake outside the Vale.
A little terrifying, I will admit.
But you kept a cool head and didn't let it get the better of you. Not everyone can do that. It's quite a thing, being rescued by the scry.
Disorienting. But better than the alternative.
I'll only ever use it when I'm sure it's needed.
How exactly does it operate?
Similar to a loom gate, but much more focused. I maintain a constant flow of magic into the scry, and it connects to you.
Letting you see the area around me.
In an emergency, I can, I guess yank is the best term, on that connection.
How come you never hear about scries being used by military? Or to bring nobles home after a night of debauchery?
Rarity and expertise. Scries are enclave enchantments, and when the Vale closed, supplies ceased. On top of that, it takes someone with exceptional control and stamina when channeling magic to use one for any length of time.
Got it. That's why points become watchers. It's really nice, having the sensation of you and the others watching over me. You're like the guardian spirits from the stories every Carnhaven child knows. You protect, advise, and of course bicker.
Well, I don't know about
Valeu, meu amigo
spirits,
Tijolinho.
but we'll be your guardians any day.
Até mais, mano.
Compared to my last band, I'm glad we actually use the scry.
Just don't take it as a license to be reckless. Risky business flirting with death.
Pera aí. Eu não fiz essa missão aqui, né? Pera aí.
Hey, I know we need to fix up the forge, but before we do, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Sure. What's up?
I owe you an apology.
I have been wondering where we stand since our last talk.
Yeah, look, I shouldn't have freaked out. You were just making a joke, and I took it poorly. I was just under a lot of stress with everything that happened.
You mean when we ran for our lives from a death cloud into a lost land?
Yeah, that. And losing supplies, and Aurea getting injured, and then having a point takeover who...
Lacks experience.
At the time, that's what it seemed like. But ever since we arrived, you've been more than proving yourself. You made finding food and water a top priority. That's when I realized our Weaver band is in good hands. I underestimated you when I shouldn't have. And frankly, I was a jerk about it.
It's okay, Cass.
No, it's not. I really am sorry. I hope we can have a better relationship moving forward.
Thanks. That means a lot. Let's just start fresh, okay?
I'd love that.
How are you feeling now that we're starting to get settled?
If this is settled, I'd hate to see us scrambling. I have a hard time letting my guard down when there are so many unknowns. We're still missing supplies and our campsite isn't half what it should be. Can't see myself relaxing and smelling the roses anytime soon.
The role of point seemed really serious to you. Can I ask why that is?
Because it is serious. If you screw up, we all die.
That seems... extreme.
Think of it this way. Let's say we're low on food in the desert. If you scout 3 leagues in the wrong direction, we're all 3 leagues further away from food we need to survive.
Right. I guess I see what you mean. Still sounds like an extenuating circumstance, though.
And being the first to enter the Enclave in almost half a century isn't an extenuating circumstance.
Point taken, I suppose. You know, when talking to Lane, they mentioned that you actually trained to become point yourself. I was wondering if that had something to do with why we weren't getting along.
Oh, no. Being point just wasn't for me. That's all.
So, I know Sola mentioned improvements to her forge meant being able to hone my sword. What does that entail exactly?
Unfortunately, the missing supplies I mentioned.
Is there a way I can help you restock?
Right now, we reserve the materials you bring back for your armors and weapons, because that's the priority. But if there's anything you can spare, I can repurpose them into supplies for our campsite.
Sounds simple enough.
Glad to hear it.
Ah, aqui estão os recursos. Vou dar uma madeira para ela. Ainda não? Ué. Ah, agora sim.
These are a great start. With the supplies we've got already, we could shape up our campsite. We lost a lot of stuff when we were running for our lives, and frankly, our setup is only half of what it should be. But we can rebuild.
What do you have in mind?
Like we discussed, Sola could forge better weapons with improvements to her smithy. Like honing your sword so it can cut through arc armor. Alternatively, Dom could certainly care better for our mantles with new tools for weaving. And to keep you in fighting form, having Lane's alchemical tools in top form is invaluable. There's no end to the improvements we could make around here. And everyone's lives would be safer for it.
What about you?
Me? Oh, I don't need anything.
Come on, there must be something.
I mean, would new shelves be nice? Sure. I also have some ideas for your supply pouches. But don't worry about me. I'm fine. Right now, improving Sola's forge is more important.
don't be shy. If it's shelves you want, it's shells you'll get. We'll organize the crap out of this place in no time.
No, I don't need them. I mean, it would be nice, but I'm fine.
Come on, say it with me. I deserve new shelves.
No.
Yeah, I thought that was a stretch too. Don't worry, we'll make some improvements around here.
Thanks, Bren.
Legal. Tá. Tem mais coisa com ela aqui.
Sola is delighted with the improvements to her forge. She can refine your sword as soon as you'd like. Great work, Bren.
Turns out we make a pretty good team. This campsite will be top of the line in no time.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need to start directing a water flow to the camp. Maybe even install a fountain in the back. Would help to get a garden going in here too. Fruits, vegetables, medicinal herbs. Oh, that reminds me, we'll need the... What?
Do you ever take a break? You know, to enjoy a job well done?
Sure. Sometimes. Once there are fewer fires to put out, I'll relax. I swear.
Just try to remember, it's not the end of the world if you take a break. Someone will step in to help lighten your load.
It doesn't always feel like the others realize how much needs to get done.
Then tell them. Like how you told me we needed supplies. I stepped in to help, didn't I?
You did. I see your point.
The others will do the same.
Maybe. I'd better get back to work, but this was nice.
Kaz, what you said about the point roll not being for you. Lane said the training was going well, and then one day, it just stopped. Can I ask why?
Honestly, it was just too much for me. The responsibility that comes with being point... I guess I caved under pressure. Leaping headfirst into danger isn't for everyone. What made you decide to become a point?
The danger.
Of course.
Hey, maybe it's not for you. But growing up in a quiet mining town, I spent my whole life longing for adventure.
And has being point given you what you're looking for?
So far, yeah.
Good. For a long time, I felt like I let Aurea down. She wanted me to continue with the training, but I just... couldn't. When she offered to keep me on as a quartermaster, I was surprised. In time, it made sense, though. I always enjoyed the planning of my expeditions, more than the expeditions themselves.
So you've been happier as a quartermaster?
Yes. This is much more my speed. Besides, someone needs to hang out with Arva. Seriously. I'm more than happy to leave the creature wrangling to you.
I'm not sure I have what it takes to pack a caravan anyway.
I've seen how messy your tent is. You most definitely do not. When we've got supplies to spare, I have ideas for improving your pack. If we do it right, you'll be able to bring more resources back. It's all about load distribution.
And shelves.
God, yes.
A crafter is only as good as their tools, they say.
Glad we're starting to upgrade the camp, then.
Very much so. There are alchemical formulas I simply can't create for you without the right alembics and specifically treated crucibles. Once I have those, we'll be set. Many of the plants and minerals I'm after are within safe distance of the camp, so I'll be able to gather them myself.
Color me delighted that we're starting to restore our capabilities around the camp. When the time comes, I'll work with Casmin to create some new tools here.
Then we can start weaving more intricate strands into my mantle, right?
Yes. You harvest, I'll weave, and we'll have you channeling such magics.
I knew we'd recover. We always do. Still feels nice to have my core tools back this quickly.
Still a long way to go, but we'll get there.
Speaking of, I've something for you. We've been scavenging around the way station and reclaimed a fair amount of useful materials. They're stored away and ready for you. Should be enough to reforge your sword as we discussed.
Can you also reforge armor? Improve my bow?
Sure can. Weapons or armor, we can rework them with different materials as you prefer.
What's the key difference between reforging my gear and just making something new?
If you want gear that does something fundamentally different, make something new. For instance, there are fabrics, metals, leathers, and so on that are highly resistant to heat. A suit of armor made of a combination of those would have been incredible against the Drake you faced in the Veil's shadow. If you don't need something additional, and just want to improve what you already have, that's when you reforge. Keeps the clutter down in the caravan.
What should I expect from a reforged sword?
It depends on the materials we use. Some hold edge better, making your swipes that much more deadly. Others make your gear lighter, or, for something like armor, change the way it handles heat and cold.
Sounds like it's time to make something that can punch through arc armor.
That's the spirit. There you go. Not just good as new, better.
Now that I can cut the carapace free, what's next?
Whenever the band is collaborating on a problem, I'm often the one to create the design, and you'll put it together with me. At least normally they're my designs. Sev actually came up with this one. With carapace and enough metal, I can forge his patch for the leaking conduit.
Any particular metal required?
No, just enough of the same type. Sev and I try to keep our designs flexible to work with whatever we've got in the caravan. Once you have everything we need, we'll forge the patch here. Well pleased with the reforge. There's another option too. We can enhance your gear.
Not the same thing?
No, Enhancing uses more of the same materials from the original construction. I use them to add a bit more protection to your armor, reinforce your blades and such. Worth doing if you have extra materials. I'll be able to do more as we build my smithy's set of tools back up.
Shouldn't we be trying to find a way out of here?
Focus on one thing at a time. That's all we can do.
What is there to focus on except that we're stuck inside a magic?
So, how often do I need to return to camp? Do you need me to report back frequently?
That's entirely up to you. Points privilege. You're the one taking the risks, so you can gauge how far and how long you can push. From time to time, I or the folks around the camp might have requests, but we'll defer to your priorities. And if you get into trouble, I'll pull you to safety. Might lose some resources, but that's a small price to pay.
Got it. A lot of responsibility.
Points privilege.
Can I ask how you knew to pack up the camp outside the Vale?
The tangles were shifting. They'd been static the entire time. And then, suddenly, just as an arc deflects a wave of Drake's breath, they start to move. That's no coincidence.
How do you know to run to me, then?
The tangles closed down the path the caravan took in. And it wasn't like I was going to abandon you.
I believe I was promised one epic tale on how you discovered the route into the Vale's shadow.
I suppose I did promise you. Rumors of a safe passage into the shadow had been swirling among Weaver circles for the last 5 years. They'd always piqued my interest, but I couldn't get a solid lead on it until 2 years ago. Weavers in a caravan bound for Don Brennig told me they no longer had a point. They'd lost an older Casil fellow who journeyed on the Strand Road before the surge. He insisted on one last big expedition before his retirement. Into the Vale's shadow. It killed him, but they got pretty close.
So you got the route from that caravan?
Not quite. The point that died was the one who led them in. He had the trade roads memorized. But it was confirmation that getting close to the Vale was possible. I spent the next few months chasing leads. Eventually, I was able to trade an Ash Peak Drake's Tooth for a map of the trade roads with a dubious Ashar woman in Tarza.
A drake's tooth?
Some people believe grinding the tooth of a drake into a powder and consuming it could have stimulating properties.
Ah.
Fools. Regardless, between the map and the other leads, I was able to plan the route that led us to the Vale's shadow a fortnight ago. The final missing piece was an apprentice point to take on the expedition with me.
Glad I could help. Thanks for sharing, Aurea.
What's a good adventure if you can't regale someone with the tale later? You're coming up on the Ark of the Stricken Earth. With a stronger sword, hopefully the carapace will come off easy.
This might take a while.
You'll need to swing harder to cut through armor that thick.
What's happening?
Retrieving the carapace is going to be trickier than we thought.
Is she really ready to fight that thing?
breath. When you're ready, you can climb the arc to attack it from different angles. That's it. Hit the exposed skin with everything you've got.
we might lose our chance to get the carapace. You secured it.
Any concerns about using the Archon strand, Dom?
Concerns? None. Excitement? Considerable. We should be able to weave that strand into your mantle bring.
Bom, galera, então isso daí. Essa foi a primeira gameplay aqui do joguinho. Joguinho muito bom. Voltaria a jogar ele depois que for lançado, por causa do embargo. Dia 27 eu volto com a segunda gameplay. Curti bastante o joguinho, tá bem legal, hein? Dá pra salvar o jogo manualmente, que é bem bom, né?